But there are some reports that the Bulls offered Jimmy Butler straight up for that number 3 pick, and Boston rejected that. Why would they do that?
It really is a great question. It's a little bit of a head scratcher because one second you hear that they're hoping to trade the number 3 pick for Butler, then the next second you hear that they've rejected the number 3 pick for Butler. My only thing is I think if I'm trying to make sense of it, is that they don't think Jimmy Butler wants to play in Boston, and they're not ready and they're not willing to really risk it all on a player that they won't have control over. Whereas when you look down the line, you see, okay, Gordon Hayward can be a free agent, Blake Griffin can be a free agent. These are players that they can decide to come to Boston. So the Celtics don't have to give anything up with the hope that they have to sell. They have to sell Boston to a guy like Butler, who very well could go wherever the heck he feels like playing. And maybe he wants to stay in Chicago. That's what it sounds like. And the same goes for Paul George. Extremely talented player. Any team would love to have him. But if he's got his mind set reportedly on going to L.A. or at least going out west, the Celtics can't maybe justify giving up all these assets that they've worked at acquiring on a rental player that they're not sure, could spur them in. These guys, they don't have any loyalty to Boston. Why would they? I mean, clearly loyalty, to a guy like Paul George, if he's telling Indiana that he doesn't want to return. I mean, loyalty isn't really at the top of his list, I think, when it comes to playing. And players do have that right. I mean, we get on players for leaving teams for something that makes more sense for them, but at the same time, if a GM trades you, those same fans say, "Oh wow, what a good trade." So yeah. I get it, but I can see where Ainge might be coming from if that's the case where they did turn down Butler for that number 3 pick. That's really the only thing I can kind of think of, or at least for the biggest reason why.